loud about nothing. It's me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Canelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie Boy. Robbie, say hello to the beautiful people.
Beautiful people, what's going on?
Look at us. If we stood together, you know what we would make?
What?
What color
The Knicks. Yeah.
There we go.
You gotta rock the Knicks. Orange and blue today on the pod.
If the two of us stood together, hey,
Yes.
if we hug, everyone might be like, now that's a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
We combined to make a beautiful Knicks fan over here.
I know, I need to get merch.
Yeah, me too. I've been looking online.
To get some merch?
Yeah, I was looking at some hats and stuff like that and things of that nature. If you don't know, the Knicks
They're
are
halfway to a championship.
Yes, they're going to the Eastern
They're in
Conference
Finals. Yes.
Thank you. Robbie's covering my butt in case I got it wrong. Did you see that? Now, that's
you
a good friend.
You were going to get it right.
No, but that's a good
That was
friend.
me
You
more
were covering
being
my butt.
wild.
What's up?
That was me being wild.
Why were you being? Oh, I thought you were
'Cause I'm
protecting
like,
me.
No, I mean, you got it. I should trust that you could say it.
But you were worried for a second.
Yeah, I guess I was being controlling a little bit.
I'm not the big.
I might like how a kindergarten teacher, I would imagine, be like, we're going to sound it out. Eastern Conference Finals. Don't give him any chance to fuck this up. Which you weren't going to.
I wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna at all. But I am not the biggest sportsaholic.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
And I'm a big basketball fan. As we know, I watch basketball almost every night.
I'm not a sportsaholic, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, it is.
I would say. I would say it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem either way. But I've been watching some of the Knicks because
No.
I'm a New York kid,
Yes.
and it's fun to see a team that has, for a long time, struggled.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the Knicks have not gone this far since 2000. And I don't know if people saw the videos or stuff that was going on. And what happened on Friday night, I would say, was probably a bigger celebration than a lot of cities have when they win a championship.
6th Avenue was pandemonium.
Yeah.
There was a person.
7th Avenue, I think it was. Right outside the Garden.
Oh, 7th Avenue.
Yeah,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Thank you. So please, 7th Avenue
Yeah, sorry.
was this is why I need you to help me.
Eastern Conference Finals.
It's also, I know where Penn Station is. It's also
Yes.
like I made a mistake. That has nothing to do with sports.
Yes.
But 7th Ave was pandemonium. There was a person on top of a billboard in slides texting.
Yeah, they're being wild.
Texting.
I don't know how some of those people got up there.
I mean, you know what it is?
What?
You ever look around the city and see all the graffiti? How do they do that too?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
These are the same people.
Yeah.
There are ninjas among
You're
us,
right.
Robbie.
Yeah, yeah.
If you ever look at a graffiti artist is first they're a ninja, second they're an artist.
Yeah, you're right.
But I just have to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not even like the art that they make, but the places that they put them is what makes it so spectacular.
Yeah, the challenge of getting there
And anyone I knew that actually did real graffiti
had a
never tied their shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they would be scaling down the side of buildings with ropes with shoes untied.
That's crazy.
Oh, bro, they were having the time of their life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At the time of their life.
I get that. That's cool.
It is very
Like,
cool.
It's more about the place that you were able to put the graffiti than the graffiti itself.
100%. And it's like,
Yeah.
look where I was.
Yes.
It's the urban version of like planting a flag in a land, like on top of Mount Everest or something,
Yes.
or like I hit the highest point.
Much cooler.
Undeniably
Yeah.
much cooler because one, they're like, oh,
It's
I
a
went on top of,
self-appointed nickname too, which is pretty cool. People would like debut their new tag name. It was called, right?
yeah, their tag.
Their tag.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time I feel like you could give yourself a nickname.
And people would love it.
Yeah, they loved it, of course.
And you would give yourself a nickname, and
I never had one. Did you have a tag name?
of course. Of course. What are we talking
Or
here?
Sebastian.
What are we talking
What
here?
was it?
Bass, B-A-S, big ass
B-A-S.
scoundrel.
Big ass scoundrel. That's
He
a
didn't
good. That's a good name.
Yeah, of course, the big ass
And not
scoundrel.
Bass. You would think Bass like the
B-A-S.
BASS.
No,
Sea Bass. No, you had a new take on it.
it was Bass, the big ass scoundrel.
Oh, that's a good
coming
name.
through.
Yeah.
The first time I ever went to go do
Exactly.
graffiti, I was in Staten Island. We rolled up on a fence, me and my friend. We get out the car with the spray paint. I start doing it. I was a kid at the time, you
Yeah.
know. I wasn't even driving. Someone else was. We get out. I couldn't drive. I was so young. I go to do it. Didn't even do it. A guy walks out of his house. He goes, "Come on." Come on.
And you were like, all right, I won't do
And I
it.
go,
The big ass scoundrel found his first villain.
The biggest guy, his villain was empathy.
Yeah.
Was someone feeling kind of bad? It wasn't getting in trouble. It was just someone being like, I got to look at that.
Yeah.
An older man. But I do think these. So that's how I think. I think we can't count New Yorkers out.
Yes.
Spider-Man's from New York for a reason.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not. We don't.
It's not just out of nowhere.
It's
all
not
of this
out of
is
nowhere.
rooted in some reality.
Spike Lee studied New York, and he goes,
Not
"These
Spike
mother."
Lee.
Oh.
I think who is it? Michael Lee? Mike? Lee?
No. Oh my God. It's Spike
What's
Lee.
his name?
I need you. I might need you the whole episode. You put a curse on me.
Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
You put a curse now. I don't know how to say words.
Stanley. Kind of easy to remember, even though we both didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's
'Cause-
easy to remember if you know it, Rob.
Yeah.
Because Stanley is a full name.
His full name is Stanley. Oh, his name is Stanley Martin Lieber. And he went by Stan Space Lee. Fun fact. Anyways, Stan Lee created.
Stanley's. I mean, I'm going into a lie, so I can't believe
all right,
that
all right. So the Knicks, I don't know if people know, if you're not from New York, they play in Madison Square Garden, which is in Manhattan. It is right above Penn Station.
Right above
It
Penn
is in the
Station.
middle of the city. Also, the Rangers play there.
It's MSG. You know
it's
MSG.
MSG, yes.
Billy Joel plays there once a month.
Yes. And they sell out every game. No matter what team is on the floor, there's a ton of tourists that come to New York and they want to go. They want to see the Knicks. They want to see a Broadway show. They want to do all the touristy things.
They don't even want to see the Knicks. They want to go to
MSG, and the Knicks are there the most.
Yes. So that's
The world's most famous arena.
Yes, it's MSG over the team.
So for a long time, from 2000 to now, when the Knicks have not gone as far as they've gone, the owner didn't care about fielding a team, really. They had a ton of horrible teams. They make money one way or the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well,
He's a Nepo baby, too, the owner. His dad, created Cablevision, created HBO, created a lot of, guess, things in media.
I would say that's, I assumed.
What?
You own the Knicks?
Yeah.
You got to be something.
Yeah. His dad did that. He likes to play in a band, I guess. He's doesn't like the fans. The fans are upset with him, obviously, for this long period of bad teams.
Mm-hmm. I was a Knicks fan when I was a kid.
Me too. Yeah. The first live sporting event I ever went to was Knicks versus Michael Jordan.
Oh, incredible.
Which was cool.
The Wizards, Michael Jordan.
Wizards, Michael Jordan. 2003. His last season, too. It was his second to last game at MSG.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, I don't know how many other New Yorkers had this experience, but I was a Knicks fan as a kid, and the tickets were so expensive that me and my dad would drive to New Jersey to go watch them play the Nets because it was cheaper for me to support the Knicks on the road than it was for me to go to MSG.
Yeah.
My dad was like, I'm sorry, we can't. He goes, you want to see the Knicks? I go, yeah, of course I want to see the Knicks. He goes, great, we're getting Nets tickets.
Yeah.
That was just the reality of how crazy it was to go see a Knicks game. Expensive, even at the time.
Very expensive.
And this was 2000s, I guess. Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, right?
Exactly.
When they were good, I was a kid, but I still couldn't even. My parents couldn't afford to take me to MSG.
Yeah, it was expensive.
I'm
it was
sure
never
that's other
really
people.
for. I know my cousin.
It was never for the fans.
Yeah, I was with my cousin this weekend.
Yeah.
My sister used to work at MSG, and he's a Rangers fan, and she was able to get tickets.
Nice.
For him for Rangers games, and he was like, I guess you could get him a ticket in the 100 section. And he's like, I don't want to sit in the 100s. He's like, put me in the 200s. What am I gonna go to the Rangers game, sit next to a guy in a suit?
Sure.
He's like, there's no real fans in the 100 seats because you can't afford them.
Yeah.
So my sister could get him tickets to the 100 seats, and he chose to sit in the 200s with real fans.
I get that.
It's just not
I get
accessible.
that.
To
what do you want to do?
And I haven't been in a while, but pre-COVID, it's just a corporate I don't know, pony show a little bit where it's a lot of corporations own the tickets and they take people. It's like a client meeting. The Knicks was like a client meeting. It's not about the basketball really. I mean, it's a little bit about, I guess, the teams that are coming to New York, right? Because New Yorkers are big basketball fans, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
that's because outside, basketball is one of the sports that you don't need much to start.
100%. And there's
and outside of every
thousands of
housing
basketball
projects
courts
that there
in
are,
New York.
there's
Exactly.
just a basketball courts.
Yes.
So and like no matter where there was that, there's basketball courts, handball courts.
Yes.
Because what do you need? Someone had a basketball, right?
Yeah,
and you make sure that doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
If you leave it outside overnight, it's ruins for life.
Yeah.
It belongs to the streets then.
Yes.
You ever leave a basketball outside?
Yeah, I mean, if it rains,
Yeah.
then it's done. But yeah, I've left a basketball outside.
It becomes.
It's
like it's coming home from war. It just you don't bounce the same, babe. Or a blue ball, which you buy in the store for 75 cents.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it was so popular in New York, because it was accessible to everyone.
Yeah, but the team was bad. So a lot of New York fans, I think, found other players that they like, or you want to root for the Knicks. Obviously, some people stayed with the Knicks, but they put a lot of teams out that were barely NBA teams. So it's what?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Barely.
You
NBA.
look at some of their lineups over the past however many years, and it's like
so
and
they would
frustrating.
Get an old player, they get Stoudemire, or they would get one player.
They would get people like right before they're about to retire.
Yes.
Like Jason Kidd came 1 year before he retired. Tracy McGrady came right before he was about to retire. A lot of players came at the end. Melo, who I think New York will always love Melo because he gave his prime of his career to the Knicks, and they did not do much to help him out.
No.
Granted, he was obviously the same draft class as LeBron, the best basketball player ever. He probably wasn't going to dominate the league, but they could have been competitive. Yeah. They could have had, I guess, a better show than what they did. But that wasn't a priority.
Okay.
So it's nice to see. I mean, we're seeing the city celebrate in a way that we haven't really seen. And I don't know if people that have like moved here from other places are ready for the next month.
Ooh.
I don't think they're ready for, because they saw that. Could you imagine? That was the celebration for the halfway point.
I know.
And I don't like some of the side talk stuff. Like I don't like the let's get a camera and just scream and say the most offensive shit in the world.
No.
Like I don't think that is a good look for New York. I also don't. Those guys aren't from New York.
The side talk guys?
Yeah.
Westchester.
Yeah.
They say New York.
Yes. So I'm from just as much New York as they are.
Yeah.
From the city, we'll say.
Yeah. The city. But I do think that a lot of people will experience the New York fandom through them.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but I do think that is what people think was going on. But what I saw going on in the city, because I was out and about, I had shows on Friday and I left, was people on the streets. Bar doors were open. People were celebrating.
Yeah.
Everyone was just in a good mood. On Saturday, I walked around Brooklyn a bunch, and everyone was just in a great mood.
It was nice.
And
I mean, it's crazy. Everyone can't believe it. Even the New York fans that left the Knicks are like, they don't like the Knicks anymore. We're all just like, what's going on? This is awesome. This is crazy.
And I think that everyone's going to see that like one celebratory wild moment afterwards. But what you have to realize is there's going to be spillover of joy around the city.
Yes.
And
all
I
over.
love that.
Yes.
It was so nice. I went into a couple hat stores. They're like, we sold out of all the size for the Knicks hats.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
love that too.
He goes, too late, buddy. I go, he goes, I got you next time. You know, everyone's in a good mood.
It's nice.
And I do think that it is funny because everyone sees side talk and goes, you can't go down there. The city's going to be wild.
Yeah.
It will be a little wild.
And that's also the craziest people that are like, I want to go and act crazy are going to go there. That's where they're going to be drawn to.
Yeah, I would say that's some of them are real Knicks fans and some of them are just cuckoos.
Yeah. And there are cuckoo Knicks fans, but not everybody. I mean, I watched it in my neighborhood, the bar in my neighborhood, and it felt like we were at MSG.
Oh, that's
every single
awesome.
bucket, everybody's screaming. Like it really is such a crazy thing that's happening that the Knicks are good that I think a lot of people can't even believe it.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got to go to we got to be together. It's nice it's bringing people together so much, I feel like.
I think that as I'm not a big basketball fan, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we should be gatekeeping who could enjoy the Knicks right now.
Yes.
You don't have to be like, there is always this theory of you weren't there for the hard times. You don't deserve, to enjoy the good times. No.
Well, you were here for the hard times.
What do you mean?
You've been in New York. You never left. You've never
But
lived
I didn't
any
watch the
single
game.
Sure. But you were a fan. I mean, I also think like it's weird because every other thing, it's like, all right, you have to provide a service for the service to be bought, or like we live in a capitalist society, not quote unquote, we live in a capitalist society where they're like, oh, the product has to be good. Like that's the whole thing. Supply and demand, product, whatever.
Sure, for you to want to buy something,
Yes.
it has to be good.
Even like a bare minimum of decent or
That's
like
why people like
edible.
chips.
If it was like,
They're
like,
good quality. Sure.
Yeah, like
That's my example.
it would be like you eating food that's inedible for the last 20 years.
Yes, of course you
So
don't
like
go back
I can't
to the
blame you, but it's
restaurants.
like I used to love this restaurant and now the restaurant's good again. I think you're allowed to go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great analogy. Just because the restaurant got bad for a while,
Really bad.
and then all of a sudden they got a couple new chefs in the back.
Yeah, and now they can make edible food. It's not even like it got bad. It got inedible to a certain point.
Yeah, and
Like,
you
were barely watching basketball.
Can I tell you this?
Some
I
of these
still
Knicks
had a
teams.
Knicks jersey. I bought one at 21. I bought
Of
one
course,
at like,
yeah. I bought a Porzingis jersey
yeah.
when they got Porzingis because I was like, oh, he's 7 foot, he can shoot, like maybe, and Melo's still there.
I when Jeremy Lin got good, I started watching again. Like I guess
You
are
want
right.
a reason to like, but they have to earn it.
Yeah.
So but I also think like moving to a new city, anytime you move to a new city, if you get involved in the sports culture, it is like a jumpstart to community.
Oh, that is a great thing.
So like if you just moved here, you could go to these bars and it's like now I have a bunch of friends. Like people
Sure.
have an excuse to party, to hang out, to meet up.
and here's the thing, what's so nice about it is you're in it together. Any shared experience with
Yes.
other human beings is something that is what we've been searching for since the dawn of time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like we're all excited that they won.
Yes.
We're all excited that you killed, I don't know, the big monster, so and we have dinner tonight.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
You want the people like you want people to move here and invest in the community the right way. And I do think actually learning about the Knicks and going to the games and coming together, cheering,
Yeah.
that is we can't take that as a negative thing.
No, I think
At
that's
all.
a beautiful thing.
And the fake fans show themselves. It is what it is.
And it's okay to be a fake fan.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be ashamed if you're like just a
Yes.
fan and you're like, I like that everyone's happy.
Yes.
Why are we going to be upset at everyone that they're like, I'm going to put on I'm going to buy a Knicks hat and go to the bar because I like that everyone's happy and high five.
Yeah.
And then someone goes, you don't deserve this. I
Yeah.
go, no, let's all high five.
Yeah. Which I did. I don't know if you saw. So like some guy at Barstool was trying to do this to Timothy Chalamet and call him a fake fan.
Oh, God.
And-
That's so, don't mess with my boy Timmy.
Timothy Chalamet is not a fake fan.
No.
People showed a picture of him at 8 years old in Grand Central, like chasing down a radio host because his parents couldn't afford Knicks tickets to get Knicks tickets.
Oh, my God.
And he had like the most obscure Knicks jersey, or it was another obscure Knicks player and this radio host, and a picture of like young Timothy Chalamet in Grand Central because he wanted to be able to get tickets to the Knicks game as a child. And he's been famous since pretty much right after high school.
Yeah.
And my sister at that time, when they were really, really bad, was working for the Knicks. And she would do like in-game production. So Celebrity Row, it's like, all right, we got Ben Stiller. Ben, we're going to have the camera on you. First quarter break, like whatever.
They just show
And-
who's at the game to
Yes.
be like, look at these cool people that like what you like.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, they do who's in the house tonight.
Yes.
Who's in the, and they show everybody that, and there's a lot of famous Knicks
That
fans.
makes you feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as
Spike
soon,
Lee, famous Knicks fan.
yeah, always, yes.
Stanley.
At every game.
Stanley's still on the fence.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
I'm sure he was a Knicks fan.
Well, we're not sure.
But as soon as Chalamet was famous and he could get Knicks tickets, he was going to almost every Knicks game. So my sister knew Chalamet back in the day. Him and Ansel Elgort, who both went to LaGuardia, would just go to all of the Knicks games. They're like, oh, I'm famous now. I don't have to like buy ticket. Like this thing that I've always wanted to do my whole life,
They could just
I
show
can
up.
now do. And he would go when they were horrible
Yeah.
to the Knicks. So it was nice to see so many people just respond, be like, nah, Chalamet's a real fan. Chalamet's a real fan. Chalamet's a real fan. Which I do think it makes you relatable to actually be a super fan of something.
How so?
Just because if you're nerdy and you care, I think it shows that you care a lot, right? If I see somebody yesterday on the street, he has a Snorlax shirt on, I'm like, yo, I love your shirt. I love your shirt. I could talk Pokemon with this guy. Like when somebody was like, oh, I'm like, I love Pokemon, whatever. And then I could talk gym leaders from different generations. Then it's like, oh, he's put the time. Like
I think I'm going to become a Snorlax from this conversation.
I think people like. I think they just like you. Like,
talking gym leaders of different Pokemon generations.
it shows that you actually care. Like you're not. I think there
Sure.
is some level of like, oh, you actually invested the time. That the community will embrace you more.
Yeah. No. Yes. I agree. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I just can't not make fun of your Pokemon.
Like it's a mental illness at a certain point being a super fan of a team.
Yes.
It's like a super specific like special interest that you have. So when you see somebody famous and they are on the same level of special interest as you, as Ben Stiller is, and me and him are both responding to tweets of like random beat writers from Wolves, like random teams around the league, and I see Ben Stiller responding to them, and I'm like, oh, I follow this person, and I'm in their DMs too. I'm like, oh, this makes me feel relatable to Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, it's like
Ben Stiller.
You can't. He's not faking it. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I feel related to Ben Stiller, I guess.
No, not related to it. Finally, Ben Stiller goes, Robbie's relatable. I get him.
Saw the Zach Terry episode. But I think it's nice. I think it's nice when somebody like really puts the time and effort in.
Well, also,
to learn
that's
about
if they
it.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to have hobbies outside of I want to create a tequila brand.
Exactly.
That's more what
I'd much rather see him
mind.
spend those hours doing that than
be like, I can make an extra $200,000 this year.
Yes.
I think that's for me what it is.
Yeah. And that's, I think, how they get embraced by the super fans. But I also think it's fine, obviously, to be a bandwagon fan of the Knicks at this point. Especially you just moved to New York and get into it. It's fun. It's nice to see all these people liking the Knicks and watching actual basketball, because I think we can now see the lives of ESPN in broad daylight, where it's like a lot of people don't have time to watch a lot of games, right? A lot of people have busy lives. They work their whole who has the time? Yeah.
Unless you.
I watch Laker games at 10 p.m. That's when they're on, 10 to 12:30 during the week.
And you're like, you'll say no to plans. You've been on record saying I'm not gonna get a girlfriend until LeBron James retires.
It's hard to convince. It's hard.
A mental illness. You have a mental illness.
I have no money, so like when I had money and I was going out, I wasn't watching basketball games like this. I was watching playoff games more, and I would watch. And also, as LeBron's gotten older, I'm like, there's an end date to the LeBron. Okay. Right? I'm like, I want to be able to watch him while he's still playing. We might never see one again. We probably will never see something on an athletic achievement as great as LeBron. I can't imagine.
I hope not, or else
I'll be a fan.
Or else
I'll be a fan. I want people to let the record
kids.
show. No,
the Nunez name will never go on through you.
That might be true, no matter what.
Right? But here's the thing: we please keep your athletic abilities low, so Robbie can find a girl.
I don't think Wembanyama is the next. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll have a 25-year prime.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to stay healthy
for 25. Yeah, LeBron's on 22. He's almost guaranteed to play 23.
So the ESPN stuff.
ESPN, but you're seeing Stephen A. Smith, beginning of the Celtics series, this big Knicks fan, talking about how the Knicks can't win one game. It would be a surprise if they won more than one game. He's calling for the coach to be fired from one of their best players that they shouldn't have traded for. The other player they spent too many picks on. What do? Outperform in the series. Now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You're seeing him say that the Villanova team had zero prospects. They had no NBA talent on this Villanova team. For the entire core of the team is playing in the conference finals right now. Dante DiVincenzo for the Wolves, and then Mikhail Brunson and Josh Hart for the Knicks. Wow. And I think you're just able, now people are all watching a little bit more, and then you go to a month ago or 2 months ago what ESPN was saying, and you're like, holy shit, they have no idea about what they're covering. But also then 2 months ago, those people that were not really watching, and they're like, I like basketball generally speaking, were repeating his talking points. That was like what was in culture. They're taking too many threes. What's going on with the ratings? I had people that don't watch basketball know I'm a fan, and they're going, what's going on with the ratings? What do you think about all the threes? What do you think about this? And I'm like, it's not an issue. Like,
but they think they believed in ESPN.
Yes.
Which is the problem, is that they grew up in an era where ESPN, they didn't know if ESPN was right or wrong, you know? But now with the internet, you're able to see through the lies that they sell just to get ratings, I guess, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's like the hot take culture of it all.
Yes.
And I think like the players, obviously LeBron's spoken out against it, but there's so much mainstream media that's just like hate against LeBron. So it's nice to see like it's not about LeBron, because everything they make about LeBron.
Yeah.
This is where you can see his favorite team the Knicks, the team that he is a big supporter of, that this show, that
LeBron
ESPN,
is.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Who's a huge fan of the Knicks, and he's just spewing lies and nonsense about the Knicks.
Well,
and I'm like,
negativity makes more money than positivity, Rob.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that I'm like, hopefully we can get receipts outside of, because some people's brains are just like broken when it comes to LeBron.
Okay.
They don't know how to think rationally when
Sure.
it comes to him. So it's nice to see outside of that realm, people seeing truth, and then how the truth is reported, and the huge juxtaposition.
Can I tell you I think?
What?
No one's a fan like me that doesn't watch ESPN. I'm not gonna now watch the basketball because I'll just go to the basketball games when I have time. I'm not gonna watch ESPN, so I wouldn't even know that there's a disparity in truth or not there.
But it's the culture. You don't watch ESPN, but I'm sure you heard that they're taking too many threes. The ratings are down.
Yeah, I guess I heard they're taking too many threes and stuff.
Did you? Yeah. And
I
there
don't
was a
know.
big
Remember
ratings
if the
talk. I thought we
ratings
even
thing,
talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Rob, I hear so much from you about it. Like, I don't know
That's
where I'm hearing it from.
Yeah.
Also, there's no reason for me to go to ESPN when your friend is really into sports
Correct.
and comes over and grabs a cup of coffee and lectures you about basketball for 30 minutes, and then you go, yeah,
Just basketball. I don't do it for any other sport.
no, just basketball.
Yeah, let
But
the record show, and not college basketball, only NBA.
And you'll sit there and you'll go on
Maybe
and on,
women's.
and then you'll be talking to me, and you'll be sending me messages about what you're telling me to give. And watch that video right there, because this is what I think about this. And I'm just going.
Well,
like
I
this.
seek the truth, and it's fucking nice to feel vindicated. It's nice to see the lies exposed.
Of course. And you go, I need to tell Seb about these lies. I said,
You need to know.
For a person that probably has watched 10 NBA games this season, you
Yeah.
know, Seb needs to know the damn truth about this.
Because I think it's
ESPN.
all related. I think it's related. It's media in general.
Of
it's
course,
the news
of
in
course, of
general.
course. It's also
what
just
we
funny.
do. It's like the independent podcasts.
No, I agree with
popular.
you. I agree with you about these. I mean, we talk
It's
about
all related. The hot take culture.
hot take and
Yeah, yeah,
negativity.
yeah.
It's I'm joking around, Rob.
No,
obviously.
I know.
But obviously we talk more about that. But sometimes you just hit
It's
me
related.
with some NBA facts.
Anytime I can squeeze it in, I squeeze it in.
I'll tell him.
If
I'll
you're
be
telling
like,
me a story about peaches and LeBron had a peach 2 weeks ago, I'll go, well, you know that this is the hydration. I squeeze it in.
It's like a beautiful mind. He sees the world in connections.
I do. I really do see the world in connections.
He's
Yeah.
manipulating. Oh God, he goes, how am I gonna bring this back to my special interests? How can I connect? So Seb's telling me a story about a convo he had with his mother. How can I bring this back to Pokemon? No. How about the NBA? No. Oh, it's a bad money connection we're making.
Yeah. I can pretty much tie everything back to one of those three topics.
And I go, yeah.
Yeah.
And I listen. And you know how you know how you should know I listen, Rob?
How?
This is how you should know. And this is a good way to tell if your friend is listening to when they talk or not. When you start to trail off, I go, wait, what'd you say?
Okay.
When I ask you, oh, I didn't hear that, what'd you say? That's how you know I'm really listening.
Of course.
I just have to prove it. Because sometimes
when your sentences get so incomprehensible, I give you a little, what's going on?
Yeah. Let's go.
Just so you know I'm here.
Because sometimes I know that you're talking to me, but you're talking for you.
Yeah.
So then you start to get a little quiet and trailing off. I go, Rob, what is that?
It's all in my head.
I know. It's
Okay.
the inside starts to go outside, but then
Yeah.
as you're talking, the outside starts to go back in.
The inside and the outside don't work at the same pace.
I know, Rob.
They're very different.
I know.
The inside and outside.
I know.
Sometimes they're in a flow together.
That's beautiful. That's what we call catching a wave.
Yes. But that's not always the case.
That's okay. I mean, did you hear me at the beginning of the episode?
Of course.
Did you hear
It
me?
happens. It's hard to talk
It's hard to talk.
sometimes.
Sometimes. But no, I do think that it seems that I hope that people realize that ESPN is just selling
Yeah, it's tough.
selling shit in between commercials.
But
Like they used to joke back in the day. There always used to be these jokes like, oh, what are you working on? And people would be like, I'm making some shit in between health insurance commercials.
Yeah.
Like, and
I mean,
that's
it's
what
never been more
ESPN
real.
is.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
always been like that, Rob. Think about what was one of the most famous commercials when we were growing up.
Cialis.
I got diabetes.
Uh-oh.
The
I don't
diabetes
remember
guy.
that.
You don't remember that guy?
No.
Oh God, he was incredible. He had diabetes.
Yeah.
You didn't know about the diabetes guy? He had a big mustache.
Maybe if I saw a picture.
You don't know about the diabetes man?
Let me see.
He was the man. He was the LeBron of diabetes. This guy. He was the face of diabetes, and he was just this old guy.
I have seen.
What's his name?
Wilford Brim something.
I need to know his name. We need to pay homage and respect to this diabetes.
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley. Look at him.
Yeah.
I got
I've seen him
diabetes.
before.
But
yeah,
I guess
it is that a little bit. It's unfortunate.
ESPN is that.
Hyper capitalism of all of it
Yeah.
is all related, unfortunately.
And it's better to just shit on stuff whether right or wrong.
The takes are insane. They make no sense. It's not about the underlying. And I think there is a demand for people that want more education, that like the sport, that want to love it. Like, it's so much fun to love. Look at how much fun it is to love it.
Yeah.
That we're seeing all over New York.
I agree. I mean, it's people are having
It's
a good
fun.
time.
And it's people that I don't know if the city is ready, because there's 8 more wins that are each going to be bigger than Friday night's win.
It's going to be awesome, man.
Every single one, if they get these 8 more wins, will be a bigger win than Friday night.
And
I don't know if people that aren't from here really understand the context of like what's going to happen.
I started looking at my schedule, being like, I need to make sure I'm ahead on work so I can watch these games.
This is how I've lived my life.
It's
But
sick.
I do 80. I'm now doing all of LeBron's games because I'm like, he's only got 1 more year left. I got to watch all his games. But it's fun. It's really fun. I've always believed in this Knicks
And
team.
people are happy.
A lot of Knicks fans didn't believe, which
Uh-huh.
was like frustrating to me. I'm like, this is exactly what you want in your team. If you're a fan of this team or a fan of any team, you want 7 guys healthy.
Yeah.
All very good playoff rotation players. You want really good chemistry between your team. You want a coach that they all love. You want defenders. You want versatility. You want different types of bigs.
Yeah.
You want like somebody who can create. Like, they have all of the perfect pieces to a great team. And all season, the narratives have been negative around the Knicks. They're like, fire Tibbs. We shouldn't have traded this. We shouldn't have done that, from fans. And I'm like, what? How is this even possible?
Do you think it's residual fear of getting their hopes up because they've been heartbroken?
A little
so
bit of
often?
that. A little like they had injuries at different points.
Okay.
So I think they couldn't see the full picture.
Sure. And injuries are
But like
a big question mark.
Yes. So injuries is a huge part of the sport, but it's like it's like a fine line, right? Because you want to be deep, but you don't necessarily need to play all these people in the playoffs. So you really want like a top 8, I would say, is the preferable, like, of really, really good players. If you have 8 really, really good players,
That's pretty deep.
that's deep. 7 is deep.
5 is deep.
5 is not that deep. Lakers had 5.5, and it was
5.5?
They were done.
I would say that's
They were done quick.
Tremendous.
Maybe 5.
That's deep.
No,
5.5 is deep, Rob.
Unfortunately.
Rob, what we do? We're going on the record.
7,
here.
8. But here's the thing.
Rob, we're on record.
You get
Say
to 10,
5
11
deep.
is too deep. 10, 11 is too deep.
10, 11 only exists in magazines.
Yeah, you don't need all that. So like you only get
No.
a certain amount of salary. You
'Cause
kind of want
half of
to
it you're not even using.
exactly.
Half of it's just hanging out.
At least the last 3 or 4 are just hanging out.
The last 3 or 4 is just for show.
Yes.
Just for being like, hey, look at us.
Yeah.
They're just sitting on the side.
Yeah.
Sitting outside the gameplay.
But if somebody gets hurt, or you have one and you can have a replacement, so you go from 9 to 10, you go back up to 10 quickly.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
And
it's
so they
like a
had that.
fine line of allocating resources, right? That's like kind of the game. So they had all of this. They had 3 people that have been friends since college, since they're 18 years old, best friends. This is valuable. They also were underestimating the power of friendship.
Wow.
The Knicks fans.
So you think that the Knicks are winning right now because the power of friendship?
Part of the reason. Did you see the play where the 3 of them were like, Josh Hart came down, like they know they can speak without moving.
What play?
During the last game, I forget what happened.
When one ran
they all
down,
touched the
one
ball.
blocked,
Yeah. And then like they had Jalen dropped it off to Josh Hart. Josh Hart saw McHale in the corner 3 to go up 21 or something like that.
So
Timeout. And it's like they can speak without speaking.
and that's so you're saying
Extremely
that
valuable in basketball.
even more than athletic ability, friendship. If we're doing like video game meters, friendship add a boost to all athleticism.
Yes. Friendship adds. Yeah. Chemistry, I would say, adds.
But let's call it friendship.
Yes, it is friendship. You're right.
Can we call it friendship?
You're right. Yeah,
because
you're right.
chemistry is volatile sometimes. Chemistry could be like, I don't want to pass him the ball. He's been doing too good.
No, that's not That's not good chemistry. That's bad.
But still chemistry.
Interesting.
Right?
And friendship.
Chemistry.
Sure, I'm
right?
cool to call
we
it
pour
friendship.
two substances together. It might make something amazing, but might blow up the whole fucking lamp.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Chemistry is volatile in its actual
We
form.
put on our safety glasses for a reason.
You're
with
right.
Chemistry.
You're right.
Friendship, I've never worn safety glasses
You're right.
for.
That's a really good point.
Right? So
Yeah.
I think that
It is friendship.
Chemistry is combining two things that are able to mix together in my mind.
But it's like friendship on the basketball court, because you could be a good friend, and it's like if I can't do the things. Like I could be the best friend in the world to LeBron. I can't be a good chemist on the basketball court.
Of course.
But it is that. It's knowing each other. Like that helps a lot, and I think that's a huge underappreciated part of basketball. That of course ESPN doesn't cover.
Friendship.
Yeah, that doesn't do well for the ratings, but.
This week on Part of My Take, friendship is ruining basketball.
And then you got Kat, who's from he's from the area. Mom, a huge Knicks fan, lost his mom during COVID. He has such a love for the team and for like the city and what he's trying to accomplish. Like the vibes are great. I feel.
I think
they love
he's
Tibbs,
fun.
and the all season the Knicks fans
Also,
are
shout
unhappy.
out the comb over.
Oh, he's great.
Shout out the comb over. At a certain point, a man becomes so brave and cool when the comb over is you see mostly bald, and then you know what I mean.
Yes.
At a certain point, like there's like I want to see like a graph on the comb over when it's like, ooh, that's embarrassing. To damn, that man's got fucking style.
You're right.
Like
Tony had it a little bit sometimes.
Tony Soprano,
Yeah.
at the end, he was just like slicking it back. He had 5 pieces.
Yes, exactly.
That's where I want to get as a grown man one day, you know?
You want the Tibbs.
Yeah, man. You know the swagger you have with the Tibbs?
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
It's
I love
braver than the
Tibbs.
shave.
Yeah,
Let's fuck this Joe Rogan culture. Let's shave our heads. Let's get the Tibbs
Yeah.
and just be rocking 5 slices.
I love that. I love Tibbs.
It's like you took the leftover angel hair and you threw it on top. You say, let's go to the club. It's incredible.
I agree.
I actually think it's more
comfortability.
masculine.
I agree. 100%.
To be like, nah, I like my hair. I know I'm bald, and who gives a shit? I like it.
I agree.
I think it's less to be like, I don't want you to shave your head. I don't want you to see how bad it got.
Yes.
Let's just burn it down to the ground.
No, own it.
Literally, I think a guy who has the Tibbs with just a couple slices on top is a person that will stay in a relationship through thick and thin.
For sure.
There's someone that doesn't go, this got weird, I'm burning it all down to the ground.
Which you don't want. And that's why I'm like, what are the Knicks fans that want to fire Tibbs? No person since the 90s has gotten them to the second round 3 years in a row.
If Tibbs could believe in his hair, we could believe in Tibbs.
100%. So that the narrative around Knicks fans going into the playoffs was kind of annoying me because I'm like, how are you not so happy? Like now they are.
Yeah.
I guess maybe all of the time of defeat and like, oh, things aren't going to go our way. But this was different.
Of course, but I have
And
to
the
give them a
vibes
little
were like
slack.
the vibes were a million. Better than any team in the league, I would say. Vibes on the Knicks highest.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm just giving them a little slack from some PTSD past seasons.
That makes sense.
But
it is exciting.
They're here now.
Yeah. It's exciting. New York, it's going to hopefully they keep winning.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited.
So check out the games if you want. Or
Yes.
don't.
If you want, yeah.
Or just high
It's
five
part of New
people.
York culture.
It's also high-fiving.
Yeah, go to the games in person if you live in New York. Tune in. There's a lot. I wish everyone could watch it on League Pass because you get to see the stadium. You don't have to watch commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get to see genuine joy when you watch it in the stadium.
Yeah, people are happy.
There's nothing like gunning on the Megatron for some reason, or the Jumbotron. I always call it a Megatron.
What's Megatron from?
Transformers, but I've never seen.
Cool. Me neither.
But just being people like, I don't know, to feel famous, I guess. So you get to see when you watch it on League Pass, you see what
it's
is
even
on the
more than
Jumbotron.
feeling famous, Rob.
What?
Getting on a Jumbotron. Getting on a Jumbotron is feeling celebrated.
You're right.
Because famous isn't celebrated.
You're right.
When you go on a jumbotron, everyone cheers for you.
And you dance. Exactly. Yeah.
That's not celebrity.
You're right.
Right? Celebrity is judgment.
Yeah.
It's like there's this woman that I follow that talks about like what it's to step into your celebrity power or whatever. Jesus, the most cringy thing I've ever said on this podcast. And it's about like being okay being judged by people in either any direction.
That is exactly what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you need to just be comfortable, people hating you, people liking you, and all the in-betweens.
Yeah, nobody's going, I didn't like his outfit.
Yeah,
on
no
the Jumbotron.
A Jumbotron is a celebration moment.
You're right.
That's...
So it's nice. You see genuine happiness
Yes.
instead of ads for medicine, pharmaceutical ads, which are going to make you depressed. So it's a much better. It's hard for me to tell people to watch too because I watch in a much more pleasant experience.
Go to the bar.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch commercials.
Then you don't have to
bar.
watch the commercials. You're right. You could sit
and you go to hang out with some people that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Fun New York summer, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, anyway,
Excited for the city.
everyone knows the summer's right around the corner, and what's the start of summer? Memorial Day weekend. I hope that everyone does something beautiful. Whatever is joyful for you to celebrate Memorial Day weekend, I hope that you end up doing it. It's making plans or staying in or seeing a friend. I hope that it's a beautiful time for you this Memorial Day weekend.
What are you doing?
I'm going to my friends.
Nice.
I'm going to Pennsylvania. My friend is taking over this bed and breakfast, and he's having a family friends weekend that we all just get to go and have a nice weekend there.
That's nice.
Yeah, it'll be really nice. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm gonna have a good time.
Nice. I love Memorial Day weekend, obviously. Memorial Day weekend is the most New Jersey holiday. So if you have a friend out there that's from New Jersey, make sure that you wish them a happy Memorial Day weekend.
Someone, I think, from New Jersey will get over you not wishing them a happy birthday if you wish them happy Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely.
I think they go, oh, we're good. We're good. I forgive the guy.
Everyone knows, like, the Jersey Shore. They celebrate the Jersey Shore. They know the television show. It is a cultural phenomenon. Memorial Day weekend is New Jersey goes, okay, it's time for Jersey Shore behavior. The Jersey Shore is now operational.
It is.
We get to use the Jersey Shore from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That is like the summer.
It's when the Guidos get to take off their suits, and then they reveal they have cutoffs underneath.
I don't know what the fuck the Guidos are doing anymore, to be honest with you.
I know.
I don't know if they work
But
desk
we're talking
jobs.
Jersey Shore.
Yes, it's time for Gym Tan Laundry.
It's
Memorial Day weekend comes, and it is Jersey Shore season, which, if you look at the state, most of the state is the shoreline. A lot of what
it's a coastal state.
It's a coastal state. We have a very long shoreline. A lot of the activities kind of circle around summer, circle around the Jersey Shore. And it's like, all right, that is opening weekend of the shore.
Oh, yeah.
I would say people have Memorial Day weekend circled on their calendar 5 months in advance. Probably January it starts. You start thinking about Memorial Day weekend in New Jersey.
We're just starting to get emotionally prepared.
Emotionally prepared, physically prepared, financially prepared.
Oh. Yeah, you want to make sure that you could go have a good time.
Yes.
You're putting pennies away.
100%. Or you have a share house, you start paying into it probably in January.
Oh.
So people pay all year for their share house. They pay rent all year for a house that they can only use starting Memorial Day, ending in Labor Day. Every other weekend.
I mean, this is not a person I want financial advice from, but a person I want to party with.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what Memorial Day weekend is.
Yeah, people from New Jersey, they're not circling Christmas 5 months out in advance. They're not circling Halloween 5 months out in advance. But Memorial Day weekend is on the calendar months and months in advance.
This is your holiday, and I think if you want to... people should try to celebrate a traditional Memorial Day weekend. And what does that mean? Vodka Rebels. What does that mean? Get that fist in a ball and make sure that you're pumping it and it's not against the wall.
Yeah, it means you started a cycle of tests in the middle of April.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I would say.
What does that mean? You scream at somebody because they looked at you the wrong way. What is that? That's a traditional. So that's a traditional Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, of course.
A traditional Italian Christmas Eve, you're eating the 7 fishes. You know what I mean? A traditional New Jersey Memorial Day weekend, you getting blackout drunk the night before and then falling on asleep and getting a sunburn the next day.
Yes.
So we might as well
Probably not sleeping. I mean, this is like early 20s Memorial Day weekend. But
Celebrate
even still,
traditionally.
it is every single generation celebrates Memorial Day to a large degree. It's not just that scene either, I want to say.
Oh, what other
It's
scene?
all generation. I mean, there's huge backyard parties. We do a tent at the shore. We have a nice.
A tent?
Yeah.
A tent on the shore?
This is popular now.
Oh,
People are bringing tents to the beach.
Oh,
Like
so they
these
get some
huge-
protection.
Yeah. People are starting their own bars on the shore.
They could bring alcohol onto
No,
the beach?
illegally, but you have it's a whole contraption. You got the music, you got the whole setup.
Well, once Chris Christie went to the beach where no one else was allowed, they said, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're bringing tents.
Yes. But you should wish, if you know somebody from the state of New Jersey, you should wish them a happy Memorial Day weekend this weekend because it's truly the biggest holiday of the year in the state of New Jersey.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's really, I'm happy that I hope, what are you going to do?
I'm staying in the city. It's also a madhouse. That's the other thing. I've done it so many times, so I
Sure.
gift myself the getaway. But it's also like
What do you mean you gift yourself the getaway?
I'm staying here, so I'm away from the mayhem.
Oh, you
The
gift.
city will be nice and calm.
So the getaway is not leaving.
Yes.
Confusing.
I'm not in New Jersey,
Yes.
where you would think I would be
Oh.
celebrating. Honestly, it's going to be like in the 60s, so I was going to go, but I don't want to deal with the madness.
No.
It's madness. It's crazy. It's like if you could avoid the Christmas Eve rush and nobody bought presents. That's
Yeah.
kind of what the rush is. I mean, it'll be hours and hours and hours of traffic to get down there. It kind of has to start on Wednesday, really.
To sit in Jersey Shore traffic is that is some
It's
of the
tough.
worst traffic you get because you'll just be on a residential street for an hour.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
And you see people walking by who's
You got to get down there like probably Wednesday,
I would
which
say
that'll even
one out
make-
of every 10 people is crying.
Yeah.
Truly, emotions
crazy.
are high.
It's
One out of
crazy.
every 10 people are crying.
Yeah.
You'll be walking down. A girl will just have her tit out by accident.
Yes. People will line up for the bars Friday night at 11 a.m.
You'll see someone with the most offensive shirt you've ever seen in
Yes.
the world holding his grandchild's hand. It is truly.
Yeah.
We don't have a modern day zoo or
No, they
freak
don't-
show,
yeah,
but
like,
you go to the
Memorial
Jersey
Day
Shore.
weekend,
Memorial
Jersey
Day
Shore
weekend.
is a freak show. Yeah.
You'll see someone literally dump out a glow stick and swallow it because his boy said he wouldn't.
Yes. It's wild. It is wild. And like if I lived in Jersey, obviously I would be dabbling and I don't know, engaging, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of also then like every weekend after that is just a more tame version.
Yes, and so it's
And then like 4th of July it spikes, still not as crazy as Memorial Day weekend. And then Labor Day is kind of like that's the flight home, right? There's the anxiety and the happiness of the flight there is Memorial Day weekend, and then Labor Day is a little more chill. Sometimes
Yeah.
people go crazy, like get one last party in,
sure.
but
Someone
it's
that
Sunday night. That's the Sunday scaries.
those are people that
of the
realize how much
summer.
money they spent.
Yes.
and they go, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
For Memorial Day, the world is your oyster.
Yeah,
You
that
have
is
so
the
much
best
to
part
look-
about it.
100%. It's the Friday night of summer is Memorial Day weekend.
That is nice. Well, I'm happy for you people.
Yeah, it should be. I'm happy for them too.
Yeah.
It's like it's the start of prosperity too, right? Because now all these restaurants are closed, they're opened again.
Yes.
A lot of places that are seasonal reopen.
Yeah.
So you get that summer job back. A lot of places that you love to go become
People got the
open.
iced coffee bicycles.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got the soft, the gelato station.
There's people
the
that probably
fried
make a living
Oreos.
for the whole year just
Just on
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
It's I would say it's the longshore. It's the Alaskan crab fisherman of New Jersey
Yeah.
is working at a Jersey Shore spot.
And it's like New York doesn't have the same care about Memorial Day weekend because they have the city. They have other things.
Yeah.
It's not just the shore. It's
No,
not
yeah.
just summer
I knew
isn't
kids that
as
went to the
big of a
shore.
deal. Yeah, of course.
But, like, it
Staten
was-
Island loves the Jersey Shore. If you didn't watch
Some
the
does.
show, there's bars that are like Staten Island bars
Yeah.
that are down the Jersey
Because
Shore.
we don't like the Jersey people.
But we all mingle. It is getting closer and closer. This video that we saw. Do you want
Which
to talk
one?
about the video
Which one?
of the guy in Jersey?
Sure.
So we saw. There's this video that was going viral last week.
Uh-huh.
You want to explain it? You want me to explain it?
Go ahead.
This man throws himself a birthday party at a hall, like an Italian, like where you would have a communion, where you would have a wedding, where you would have a sweet 16.
It's a 40th
Italian
birthday
type
party.
of- like
at-
they sell penne vodka. You got the DJ, like
Yeah.
like a party that I'm very familiar with in my life.
course, you don't gotta tell me.
He throws, but like a birthday party
I
at
miss
one
the
of.
vodka sauce from that era.
Of course.
I can't with the vodka sauce around town anymore.
What do you think is the difference?
They're not making it proper. It used to be creamy.
Yeah.
And it's not creamy anymore.
It was creamier.
Because they're making it with just like cheese and heavy nowadays.
Yeah, that's weird.
They're making it vodka sauce
I
right now.
haven't been to places like that, but like I went to 12 sweet 16s in 1 year, and it's the same vodka.
It was
it
tremendous.
was the same penne vodka everywhere.
You
and
know,
it was amazing. Of course, it was incredible.
I don't add cheese to vodka sauce out and about anymore. When I was a kid, I was always putting cheese on top of the vodka sauce because I think now they're just making it like such a heavy dish. If I eat a vodka sauce, even a slice, I feel heavy afterwards.
Yeah, you're right. It is heavy.
It wasn't as heavy back
how
in the day.
is it more creamy then, and now it's more
because
heavy?
they use cheese more than heavy cream.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
This is.
It has changed.
We all have special interests.
It has changed. The vodka sauce is changing. No, you're right, because that era had a very specific vodka sauce, and there was like a dish.
There was also basil to it.
Yes.
There's no basil to the vodka sauce nowadays.
Yeah. So this guy is at one of these big catering halls. He's at this big catering hall. He throws himself a birthday party, which is already a little weird. That's not generally what those venues are for. Especially a guy in his 40s.
You at least need to pretend that someone else is throwing it for you.
Yes. So he throws himself this birthday party, has everybody, all their friends and family, and he waits until the cake, I believe, to do this whole speech where he kind of like praises his wife, gives her this big kiss, and then tells everybody how she's been cheating on him, and decides to air out in a very angry way the drama between him and his wife, screaming
at her.
Yes, insane. Talking about the guy's dick,
and talk about the kids. The kids are gonna hate you.
Yeah,
like
going for the throat. I mean, Italians know only one way how to argue, which is go for the throat, go for the throat, go for the throat, kill them, go for the throat again. Like as many throat shots as you can get.
Hey,
that's what the Italians do.
Gladiators.
Yes.
Emotional gladiators.
Don't know how to process anything, so just be as cruel as humanly possible.
And they look over to the matriarch. That's the guy screaming.
Everybody's gonna love me after this.
I know.
That's what they think.
That's what they do think.
There you go. Everybody's gonna love me.
No, and also, it would just, for one, that video just showed me how much Italian men love to put on a show.
Yes. Well, that's what it is.
They love a show.
It's
from
all
beginning
about the show.
to end.
Yes. They got back together, apparently.
I know. Yeah, I saw.
So, which means it was literally all for the show.
This is why I want to start an improv group where I just teach Italian men how to get their frustrations out via play.
This would be good.
So we don't have to do it so we don't have to book a hall to shame our wife.
I think this is honestly a great idea. I felt stuck and angry, and I was like, I don't like this version of myself. What's the version of myself I like? What are the things about myself that I like? And it led me to improv classes.
Because they love Italians love a spectacle.
Yeah, it led me to improv classes. I'm like, this seems kind of like what I would like. I don't want to have this cruelty in my heart, this anger, this like emotion that can control you. I need to get rid of that.
We are from the people that created David. We're from the people that created the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
There is arts and passion and drama that flows through our blood.
Yes, I agree.
We need to stop taking it out on each other and put it towards something good.
Yeah.
And we almost had it when these mob movies came into. This is why we got so behind the mob movies.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
This is why, because we have, we created the Renaissance.
Yeah, you're right.
Italians, it's in our blood to create beautiful art. It's just this passion and drama can't live in our household.
And which it does. And it's extremely toxic.
Sometimes it's not enough that sometimes even in Italian neighborhoods, they'll take it to the streets.
Yes.
And when that's not enough to fight in the streets, they rent the hall and they scream at their wife.
The hall was crazy.
The guy spent
it's more about getting everybody to agree with him, I think.
Oh, yeah. It was like, I want to take her down.
Yes. She can't control the narrative. But they got back together. So it's really about the fight. They're addicted to the passion and the fight.
There's
love and hate,
better ways
love and hate
to do
is the fine line. Like the opposite of love isn't hate is indifference. Love and hate are just here in a lot of these Italian relationships. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I know, because it's passion.
Yeah. Which is exactly.
It's passion. And you could take our passion out in other ways.
Definitely.
I think that for me, I get a lot of creativity. I get my passion out in other ways.
Yes.
I want something that's easy, simple, fun, you know?
For sure.
Not something dramatic. I want the exact opposite. I joke about dramatic, right?
Yes.
But, oh, God, we just need to figure out a way for these Italian men to have this performative, and their performative nature can't be telling their little Italian sons to do Instagram
Oh
videos.
my God, that too.
It just can't be.
The Italians on social media. We should have never given Italians social media without a few lessons first.
We need to put, and lesson number 1, just because you have a child doesn't mean that you have to make them perform.
1,000%. I feel bad for these kids.
I mean, yeah.
This is what the kids want to be. My cousin,
of course,
is telling me she wants to be a YouTuber. They want to be a streamer. They want.
Nobody wants to be a movie star. There's no such thing.
No, they're exactly.
Of course, you want to be a streamer.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We don't need.
My dad wouldn't let me be a child actor if I wanted to be a child actor. He goes, "Fuck no, you're not allowed to do that."
I got the phone call, bro.
What?
I got the phone call to go down.
To Disney.
No. To go audition for the Cars for Kids commercial.
Oh, right. And your mom said no. My
mom said no. My mom said no. My son's not gonna, because I knew how to play piano.
That's so funny too.
What?
Like, you get the Cars for Kids commercial. Then what happens? Next thing he's doing this. Like, she just put you as a star. Slope. Yeah, that was like, we can't do that.
If my kid got the Cars for Kids commercial, he'd shine so bright. Next thing you know, he would be, I don't know, doing drugs with River Phoenix.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ma, it happened no matter
what.
It's
a local commercial.
Hey, no. First off, staying in Staten Island wasn't the answer either.
Yes.
I probably could have. I probably would have been mentally more stable if I was a child star in Hollywood.
Maybe so. Close line.
But there is this, like, we need to, Italian grown men, we need to figure out a way to use our creativity
and perform.
And that's why some Italian grown men then become older and they slow down. They do the garden. Because that is creativity for them.
Yes.
Some Italian older men, they start drawing. Did you ever see these drawers?
No. Food is creative. You can pour your heart into food. But the performance of it, like, I think they do want that. Clearly, this guy needed that.
Yeah.
And it was all about that.
Well, I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk away from a situation like that.
It's insane. I mean, they probably don't care. They blew up and they became famous. That fixes everything too. They got the attention.
So right.
They got the attention.
You're so right.
So that's why they got back together.
Yeah.
Because it went
viral.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder what.
But it is crazy when he starts talking about this guy's dick size, and I'm like, bro, he practices so many times. The funniest part is the kiss, right before he does it.
Well, you know what?
He gives her this most dramatic kiss in the world.
Well, you know what that's paying homage to?
What?
Michael Corleone kissing Fredo before he fucking sends him off to kill him.
They
know.
Yeah,
they know he's straight up stealing the kiss from The Godfather 2.
You're right.
The most iconic man-on-man kiss is The Godfather 2 when Michael kisses Fredo.
Right. Yeah, you're right. He does the exact same.
It was the exact same. Mwah,
yeah.
Planted right on the lips, closed lips.
No originality either.
No, he just did the Michael Fredo kiss.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah,
but they'll be out.
That was so obvious to me when I saw that. I'm like, oh god.
And that made me be like, oh yeah, the line between Jersey and Staten Island is just blending and blending and blending.
Why did that make you think that?
That's Staten Island behavior too. That video, you don't see that video and think of people you grew up with?
Maybe.
Like a little bit.
Maybe.
And that's just the reality.
Yeah.
But the Memorial Day weekend in Jersey is a Staten Island holiday too, a little bit.
At the end of the day, sometimes I debate a lot because people go, "Oh, you're from Staten Island." People know I'm from Staten Island. At a certain point, I like to say I'm from Brooklyn now, right? Okay. Because I don't exhibit a lot of these Staten Island traits.
No, not those.
No, not even close.
But you know them.
I do know them. But here's the thing: then I think it's important that I say I'm from Staten Island so that people then think of maybe a little more positively of the place.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is something I think about.
And do you want them to think positively of it?
Yeah, that's
well. There's people that are obviously not everyone on Staten Island is insane.
No.
But there's just a loud majority that are.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of personality.
It is a lot of personality. So if you're out on the Jersey Shore or this MDW, please, Jane Goodall it.
And if you're not, pay homage.
Yeah, pay homage.
And make sure you wish a happy Memorial Day weekend to your friends from New Jersey.
Yeah.
They'll know. It was weird for me to realize that it's not that big of a holiday anywhere else.
I don't really care that much.
Like California, all these other places, the weather doesn't change. They don't care.
Yeah, the weather doesn't change. This is start of summer for you. The
And,
weather
like,
should be nice.
A huge aspect of their economy opens. Like, that's why it's so big in Jersey. Is like a huge part of the economy is now able to be accessed of the state, and it's like a pretty distinct weather change.
Yeah. It's when. Yeah, it's a great time for your people.
Yes, it is a really good time for my people. So,
well,
and it's a good time for New York. It's a good vibes. There's some good vibes. There's bad vibes. We'll get into the.
Share the podcast if you want. Please share it with a friend. Also, comment on the YouTube. If you want to join the Patreon, please join us over there. We're talking about a whole bunch of nonsense, having a good time, sharing some more secrets over there. And it's a great way to support the podcast. If you want to support what we're doing over here, we greatly appreciate it. All right, Robbie, hit the music.